My wife spent our daughter's surgery fund on her sister's wedding. Yesterday, she crossed a line she can't uncross. My wife, Diana, has always put her sister Melissa first, but yesterday, she destroyed our marriage over a wedding dress. Our daughter Sophie needs corrective jaw surgery this spring. She's been in pain for months, can barely chew solid food. We've been saving for 2 years because our insurance only covers half. Last month, Melissa announced her third wedding. Diana immediately offered to pay for the dress, flowers, whatever she needs. I reminded her about Sophie's surgery fund. We were finally at $8,000 of the $12,000 needed. Diana swore she'd only use her personal savings. 3 weeks ago, Sophie's specialist called. They had a cancellation for next month. Could we put down the $8,000 deposit? I said absolutely. Diana was at work, so I texted her we'd transfer the money that evening. She replied, small issue. Can we talk tonight? At 6 p.m., Diana still wasn't home. Sophie was excited, already planning what solid foods she'd eat first post-recovery. Our son Tommy kept asking when mom would be back so we could call the surgeon. At 7:30, Diana texted, at Melissa's dress fitting. Running late, but this is important. She's having a crisis about the alterations. I called immediately. Diana, we need to confirm Sophie's surgery tonight. I know, but Melissa is devastated. The seamstress quoted $2,000 more for the beating she wants. Just transfer what we have and I'll handle it tomorrow. My stomach dropped. Handle what? We have the full deposit. Silence. Then, actually, there was an emergency. Melissa needed help with the venue deposit last week. I borrowed a little from the surgery fund. How much? We can rebuild it before Sophie's next appointment in 6 months. How much? $6,000. I hung up. Sophie was watching me from the kitchen table. Her soft food dinner barely touched because eating hurt. Dad, is everything okay with my surgery? I lied. Said there was paperwork confusion. We'd sort it tomorrow. But Sophie's smart. She went to her room quietly, and I heard her crying through the wall. Tommy fell asleep on my lap waiting for mom. At 10 p.m. I checked Diana's location. She wasn't at the dress shop. She was at an upscale steakhouse with Melissa and her friends, the Instagram stories showing champagne toasts, and Diana laughing in the background while they celebrated finding the perfect dress. Diana had taken our daughter's surgery money and turned it into her sister's party night. She came home at midnight, shopping bags in hand. You won't believe the dress Melissa found, and I got Sophie something to cheer her up. She pulled out a $15 stuffed animal. Sophie heard her mom's voice and came downstairs, hope in her swollen face. Mom, did you fix the surgery thing? Diana's smile faltered. Baby, we'll figure it out. Your aunt's wedding is just, you gave Aunt Melissa my surgery money? Sophie's voice was barely a whisper. The silence stretched until Sophie spoke again, this strange calm in her voice. She's already been divorced twice, Mom, but I've never had a day without pain. Not one day in 2 years. Diana tried to explain about family obligations, how Melissa needed support, how we'd save again. But Sophie just turned to me. Dad, can I live with Grandma until college? I can't do this anymore. My mother had been offering to help with Sophie's surgery if we moved closer. I'd always said no, that we'd handle it as a family. But watching Diana stand there with designer shopping bags while Sophie held her jaw in pain, I knew we weren't a family anymore. Pack your things, I told Sophie. Tommy too. We're going to Grandma's tomorrow. Diana went pale. You can't just take them. I can when you stole their medical fund for a party. Melissa's wedding is May 15th? Perfect. That's when the divorce papers will arrive. Consider it my wedding gift. Diana started sobbing about how I didn't understand sisterly bonds, how Melissa had always been there for her, but Sophie cut her off. She's been there for you, Mom, taking our money, our time, our holidays. But when have you been there for us? This morning, Diana woke to an empty house and a note. The surgeon had a payment plan option. Sophie's surgery is scheduled for next month. Grandma covered the deposit. We won't be at Melissa's wedding. Sophie will be recovering from the surgery you chose a dress over. Diana keeps calling, saying she'll pay it back, but Sophie blocked her number. Some choices can't be undone.